What if the key to doing your absolute best, without burnout, anxiety, or self-doubt, wasn't about trying harder, but thinking wiser? Welcome. If you've ever poured your soul into a project, relationship, or dream, only to crumble when things didn't go your way, you're not failing. You're just playing by the wrong rules. Today, we're unlocking 10 Stoic secrets for doing your best. Timeless strategies used by Roman emperors, battlefield generals, and everyday people who refused to let chaos dictate their peace. These aren't fluffy affirmations. They're mental disciplines forged in fire, designed to help you act with courage, detach with clarity, and persist with unshakable calm. And the best part? You can start using them today. No retreat, no guru, no waiting. Before we dive in, if this resonates, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button. Drop a comment with the one area of your life where you're struggling to do your best, and subscribe so you never miss a mindset shift that could change everything. Oh, and stay until the very end. The final secret flips the script on failure in a way that might just free you for good. Now, let's begin with the foundation. The single most powerful idea in all of Stoicism. Master this, and everything else falls into place. Number 1, focus only on what you can control. At the heart of Stoicism lies a razor-sharp distinction. Some things are yours to command, everything else belongs to fate. Most of us blur this line, obsessing over results, other people's judgments, past mistakes, or future uncertainties. And that blur? It's the source of nearly all our stress. But the Stoics were clear. You control only 3 things: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Your boss's reaction? Not yours. The stock market? Not yours. Whether someone respects you? Also not yours. But how you prepare, how you speak, how you respond when things go sideways, that's entirely yours. Imagine delivering your best work on a high-stakes project. You research, rehearse, and execute with total presence. Then, silence. No praise. Maybe even criticism. A non-Stoic spirals. Was I not enough? But the Stoic simply says, I owned my effort. The rest was never mine to carry. No drama, no self-sabotage. Just quiet integrity. This isn't passive resignation. It's strategic liberation. When you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable, you reclaim mental bandwidth for what actually moves the needle. Your next choice. Try this. Create a control list. On one side, write what you can influence, your next action, your tone, your preparation. On the other, release the rest. Results, others' moods, timing. Feel the weight vanish. That's freedom. Life will throw cancellations, rejections, and surprises. But your power isn't in avoiding the storm. It's in steering your inner compass through it with unwavering clarity. That's how Stoics do their best, every single time. Number 2, do your best, then let go of the outcome. Doing your absolute best is non-negotiable, but tying your self-worth to the result, that's the trap. The Stoics taught a radical truth. Give everything you have, but detach completely from how it turns out. Why? Because outcomes are never yours alone. 100 variables, other people's biases, timing, luck, hidden agendas, shape results. You can deliver a flawless pitch, but if your client just got bad news at home, no brilliance guarantees a yes. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you redefine success. Success is acting with excellence, integrity, and full presence. The rest? That's life's business, not yours. Take a job interview. You research, rehearse, dress sharp, and show up calm and confident. You own that. But the hiring panel's internal politics or budget cuts, none of that is yours to fix or fret over. When you decouple effort from outcome, something remarkable happens. You stop playing emotional roulette. No euphoric highs when things go your way, no crushing lows when they don't. You become steady, unshaken, ready for the next round, win or lose. And that's when your best work finally flows. Without fear, without attachment, without self-sabotage. This shift isn't about lowering your standards. It's about freeing your effort from emotional hostage. When your peace doesn't hinge on the result, you work with clarity, creativity, and calm. You become untouchable by rejection, undisturbed by randomness. And ironically, this detachment often improves outcomes. Why? Because anxiety clouds judgment. Obsession breeds rigidity. But when you're fully present in the act, not lost in fantasy or fear, you perform at your peak. So give everything. Pour your heart into your craft, your relationships, your mission. But when it's done, release it like a dandelion seed on the wind. Your job was the offering, not the harvest. That's how Stoics do their best without burnout. Number 3, practice self-discipline. Every day, motivation is a fair-weather friend. It shows up when the sun's shining and vanishes the moment clouds roll in. But self-discipline, that's your lifelong ally, the quiet force that keeps you moving when inspiration dries up. The Stoics revered self-mastery as the foundation of freedom. Epictetus put it bluntly, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Real freedom isn't doing whatever you feel like. It's doing what you know matters, even when you don't feel like it. Think of discipline as the bridge between intention and action. You want to write that book? You intend to eat well. You dream of financial peace. But without discipline, those remain wishes. With it, they become reality, one consistent choice at a time. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Commit to 5 minutes of focused work. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Resist one impulse to scroll. These micro wins train your will like reps at the gym. Build routines, not rely on willpower. Willpower depletes, routines automate. When your morning begins with movement, your workday with deep focus, your evening with reflection, you stop negotiating with yourself. You simply do. Remove friction for good habits. Add friction for bad ones. Want to read more? Leave a book on your pillow. Distracted by your phone? Delete apps during work hours. The Stoics knew. Design your environment so virtue is easy and vice is hard. Consider the athlete. They don't skip leg day because they're tired. They show up because they understand. Excellence is built in the mundane. So when you're tempted to snooze your alarm or skip your plan, ask, who do I want to be today? The person who caves or the one who commits? Self-discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect in action. Every time you follow through, you prove to yourself, I keep my word. And that trust in yourself? That's where unshakable confidence is born. Number 4, accept and learn from failure. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the tuition you pay for it. Yet most of us treat failure like a verdict. I'm not good enough. The Stoics saw it differently. To them, every setback was raw material for growth. Marcus Aurelius captured it perfectly. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That failed pitch? It teaches you how to communicate clearer. That rejected idea? It reveals a blind spot worth fixing. Even a broken relationship offers lessons in boundaries or self-worth. But here's the catch. You only learn if you stay open. If you armor up with shame or blame, the lesson vanishes. The Stoic response isn't to ask, why me? But, what now? Take an entrepreneur whose startup collapses. A non-Stoic spirals. I wasted years. I'm a fraud. The Stoic reflects, What did I miss? Who can I ask for feedback? What market truth did I ignore? No drama, just data. This doesn't mean ignoring pain. Failure stings. The Stoics weren't emotionless robots. They felt disappointment, frustration, grief. But they refused to let those feelings hijack their judgment. So when you fail, and you will, pause before reacting. Ask, what part of this was within my control? What assumptions did I make that weren't true? If my best friend failed like this, what would I tell them? That last question alone softens self-attack into compassion. And compassion creates space for clarity. Crucially, detaching your worth from outcomes is key. You are not your job title, your bank account, or your latest result. You are your character, your integrity, your effort, your willingness to rise again. And that's something failure can never take from you. In fact, it forges it. Every stumble teaches you what doesn't work, so you can inch closer to what does. So the next time you fall, don't ask, why me? Ask, what now? That shift alone turns failure from a dead end into a detour toward mastery. Number 5, stay grounded in the present moment. Your mind loves to time travel, to the past for regrets, to the future for fears. But the present? That's where your power lives. The Stoics knew this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "Confine yourself to the present." Not as poetic advice, but as a survival tactic. Why? Because you can only act now. The past is a memory. The future is a guess. But this breath, this choice, this task in front of you, that's real. And that's where you reclaim control. Think about it. How much of your day is lost replaying an awkward conversation from last week or catastrophizing about a meeting next month? That mental wandering drains your energy and clouds your judgment. But the moment you anchor back to the present, what can I do right now? Clarity returns. The Stoics weren't meditating on mountaintops. They were generals, slaves, emperors, people in the thick of chaos. Yet they trained themselves to respond to reality, not their imagination. Epictetus put it sharply. People are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. So that big presentation tomorrow? It doesn't exist yet. What exists is your next deep breath, your next sentence of practice, your next moment of preparation. That's your arena, not the fantasy of success or failure. Try this. Single task. In a world obsessed with multitasking, do one thing with full attention. Eat without your phone. Listen without planning your reply. Work without switching tabs. You'll be shocked how much calmer and more effective you become. Also, use your senses to ground yourself. When overwhelmed, pause. What do you see right now? What do you hear? What does the air feel like on your skin? This isn't woo-woo, it's neurological reset. You pull your brain out of the amygdala, fear center, and back into the prefrontal cortex, clarity center. Life happens in the now. Joy lives here. Connection lives here. Your best work flows from here, not from the ghost of yesterday or the shadow of tomorrow. So breathe, look up, do the next right thing. That's Stoic presence. Number 6, ignore others' opinions. Focus on your actions. Let's be brutally honest. You will never make everyone happy. And the moment you accept that, you unlock a rare kind of freedom. The Stoics didn't just tolerate this truth, they celebrated it. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, wrote in his private journal, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Sound familiar? We cancel dreams, silence ideas, and shrink ourselves, all because we're terrified someone might judge us. But here's the Stoic reality check. You don't control what others think. Their beliefs, moods, biases, that's their inner world, not yours. What is yours? Your choices, your integrity, your effort. Imagine you decide to leave a stable corporate job to launch a passion project. Friends say, that's reckless. Family worries you're throwing away security. Online commenters call you naive. A non-Stoic hears this and retreats. But the Stoic replies, I'm acting on my values, not their fears. This isn't arrogance, it's clarity. When you stop outsourcing your self-worth to strangers' reactions, you finally hear your own voice again. And that voice? It's calm, purposeful, unshaken. Remember, most people aren't thinking about you at all. They're too busy managing their own insecurities. The judgment you fear is often a mirror of your own doubt. So how do you break free? First, remind yourself daily, their opinion is not my responsibility. Second, anchor to your values. Before acting, ask, does this align with who I choose to be? If yes, move forward. If no, walk away. Third, practice calm indifference to noise, not coldness, but quiet detachment. Let praise and criticism pass through you like wind. Take career pivots. Maybe you shift into teaching, art, or caregiving. Critics may call it a step down, but if your decision comes from reflection, not rebellion, it's none of their business. The Stoic measure of success. Did I act with honesty, courage, and full effort? Not, did they clap? Ironically, when you stop seeking approval, you earn genuine respect. People sense your authenticity. They trust your consistency. You become unmovable, not because you're perfect, but because you belong to yourself. So next time you feel that familiar tug, what will they think? Pause. Breathe. Ask, is this in my control? If not, release it. Your energy is too precious to waste on ghosts. And hey, if this hit home, drop a comment below. What's one opinion you're ready to stop caring about? Don't forget to like. Your support helps this message reach others, reclaiming their power. Number 7, embrace change as life's constant. Change isn't coming, it's already here. The Stoics didn't just accept this, they celebrated it. Heraclitus, a major influence on Stoicism, said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice." Why? Because the river changes, and so do you. Yet most of us fight change like it's an enemy. We cling to routines, relationships, or roles long after they've stopped serving us. All because the known feels safer than the unknown. But resisting change is resisting life itself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." He ruled an empire during plague, war, and betrayal. Yet his journal reveals a man at peace with flux. How? By seeing change not as loss, but as raw material for reinvention. Imagine your company restructures. Your role vanishes. Panic sets in. But the Stoic asks, what new door just opened? Maybe this is your nudge toward entrepreneurship, deeper learning, or a truer calling. Practically, stop labeling change as good or bad. That's judgment, not observation. Instead, ask, what's within my control right now? How can I adapt with integrity? What strength is this asking me to build? Try this. Write a letting go list. What outdated identity, expectation, or plan are you holding on to? Release it, not with grief, but with gratitude for what it taught you. Embracing change also means trusting your adaptability. You've survived 100% of your worst days so far. You've navigated breakups, relocations, failures. You're more resilient than you think. And remember, stability is an illusion. Even permanent things, Mountains, stars, empires shift over time. So why exhaust yourself trying to freeze reality? Instead, become fluid, like water, which yields to obstacles yet carves canyons over time. When your path changes, don't break, bend, then flow forward. That's how Stoics turn upheaval into opportunity. Not by denying pain, but by asking, now that this is true, what's my next wise action? Number 8. Build inner strength through adversity. Adversity isn't your enemy, it's your forge. The Stoics believed that true strength isn't revealed in comfort, but in crisis. Marcus Aurelius put it plainly, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacle is the path. Think of a muscle. It only grows when stressed. Your character works the same way. A smooth life builds complacency. Struggle builds resilience, creativity, and depth. But this doesn't mean you should romanticize suffering. The Stoic doesn't seek pain, but when it arrives, they lean in with curiosity. What is this teaching me? How can I use this? Take job loss. One person sees ruin. The Stoic sees a forced pivot, a chance to reassess values, learn new skills, or build something aligned with their truth. The key? Focus on response, not rescue. You can't control the storm, but you can train your inner ship to sail through it. And that training starts by reframing adversity as initiation. Every hero's journey includes a trial. Yours is no different. For instance, if you're navigating a painful breakup, the Stoic doesn't deny the grief, but they ask, how can this refine me? Can it teach you better boundaries, deeper self-awareness, a clearer vision of what you truly need in love? This mindset turns wounds into wisdom. You're not just surviving, you're forging yourself in the fire. And that's where unshakable strength is born. So the next time hardship hits, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this making me? That shift alone transforms victimhood into victory. Number 9, practice gratitude, especially in hard times. Gratitude isn't just for good days, it's your anchor during storms. The Stoics knew this deeply. Even as emperor amid plague and war, Marcus Aurelius began each morning by listing what he was thankful for. Why? Because gratitude rewires despair into perspective. When life unravels, it's easy to fixate on loss. But the Stoic scans for what remains. Health, a loyal friend, a roof, a lesson learned. Epictetus, born a slave, said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This isn't toxic positivity. It's truthful balance. Yes, your project failed, but you gained resilience. Yes, you're stressed, but you still have your mind, your will, your next breath. Try this. Gratitude in the grind. Each night, name 3 things, however small, you're grateful for. A warm cup, a text from a friend, a moment of quiet. Over time, this habit trains your brain to spot light, even in darkness. And in crisis, dig deeper. Lost a job? Be grateful for skills you've built. Facing illness? Appreciate the care of others, or your body's will to heal. Gratitude doesn't erase pain. It expands your capacity to hold both joy and sorrow at once. Real talk. This takes courage. When everything hurts, finding thanks feels impossible. But that's when it matters most, because gratitude isn't about circumstances. It's about choice. And that choice? It's your quiet rebellion against despair. Number 10. Control your reactions, not events. Life will always throw chaos your way. Rude comments, canceled plans, global crises. You can't stop the storm, but you own your inner weather. This is Stoicism's crown jewel. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. 2 people face the same setback. One crumbles, the other asks, "What's my next wise move?" The difference? Mastery of reaction. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. You can't control their actions, but you can choose. Rage or calm, honk or breathe. That split-second choice builds your character, one response at a time. Epictetus put it plainly. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond. Your power lives there, in that gap between event and response. So when triggered, pause. Ask, is this in my control? What response aligns with my values? Will this matter in a year? This pause is your superpower. It turns automatic reactions into intentional responses. Take criticism. Instead of lashing out, ask, is there truth here I can use? If yes, grow. If no, release it. Either way, you stay centered. And remember, your reaction shapes your reality. Stress isn't caused by traffic. It's caused by fusing with the thought, this shouldn't be happening. Let that go and peace returns. So there you have it. 10 Stoic secrets for doing your best, not by controlling life, but by mastering yourself. From focusing only on what's yours to control, to letting go of outcomes. From building discipline to embracing failure as fuel. From staying present to silencing the noise of others' opinions, from welcoming change to finding gratitude in grit. And finally, commanding your reactions with quiet strength. These aren't just ancient ideas. They're daily practices. And the best part, you can start today. No grand gestures. Just one disciplined choice. One breath in the present. One moment of letting go. If this resonated, do me a quick favor. Like this script, comment with which secret hit you hardest, and subscribe for more wisdom that cuts through the noise. Your engagement helps this message reach others who need it. Remember, doing your best doesn't mean being perfect. It means showing up with integrity, effort, and calm, no matter what. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So go forth, do your best, let go of the rest, and live like a Stoic, not flawless, but unshakable.